you select a crew? Do you use the same people all the time, or, I mean, if you use a crew at all?
Oh yeah, you try, and everybody tries to use the same people. You get people that you rely on that kind of know what you like. I mean, I use the same cameraman, film cameraman, and we shot some video too for like 10, 15 years, and then he died. He was an older guy, and he died, and he was an older guy when we started, and I was pretty young, and it took me a few years to get somebody that I really liked again, and I'm really not really happy. Maybe I was spoiled by this particular guy, Burley Warties, but he was just terrific, and he understood what I was going to do, and I knew that if I told him to shoot something and he didn't get it, he would tell me, and that's important because you're not looking through the camera often, and so you're assuming that your camera person is getting that the shot you want, and they're usually getting it much better than you think you are if you're not a camera person, if you don't shoot. And there's lots of ways you can, after a while, you get a feeling for what they're exactly what they're shooting. But so I try and use the same people as much as I can, but they're, good people are busy, so you can't always get them. So you get the people that, sometimes you get stuck where the person is just not used to doing something that's kind of got some style to it. In movies, and especially in documentaries, there's so much of just covering. And people don't want to screw up. So you would hire a crew that you may not know, and they don't want to mess up. And you're just going out and shooting that day, whatever you're shooting. And they tend to do it very conservatively. And the funny thing about it is a lot of crews are not used to directors in documentaries. They're used to a producer from the network or something saying, go out and shoot get me some B-roll at Hofstra University, Whereas to me, I would say, well, what are we going to shoot at Hofstra? I would get into a whole deal, but depending on what the film is about. But normally they say, no, just go and shoot the film department, and it would be up to the people, the camera people, to walk around and figure it out, or a producer wouldn't have a directed look. So that's like news, and it's fine, but it's just not as interesting as making a whole film about it, which has a whole vision, that where you think about, I want to use all certain kind of shots, or I'm looking around, or while you're shooting, you see other things happening. They don't do that. They kind of take the center. So yeah, that's a little difficult sometimes for the director when you work with those kind of crews.